Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Record. Now we're recording.
There you go.
They missed all the witty banter already.
All the witty banter. Am I on or not? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. We got a little boy haircut going on there.
Yeah, it's, you know what? Like, because it's starting to get warm here, and I just, you know
Look
what?
at you look like you're 14. This is the day you should have video.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't looked better.
I'm actually inclined to cut it all off and go bald. I've done that in my lifetime a couple of times.
No, mine's going that way anyway, so
you know,
I might do that time.
But I kind of like it, but the wife doesn't really like it. And
no.
So I get as close as I can get. So yeah.
You look like you're 14. You're a teenager.
Thanks.
Yeah, no white hair. Jesus Christ! What the hell?
Oh no, there's a lot. It's just the lighting in here. You can't see it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in the same spot. I just changed the location that I'm sitting in. But yeah.
Oh.
So normally, let me see if I can do this without breaking anything. But normally, so this is the studio. So normally I sit there.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Today, and then this is kind of the rest of the space.
Huh. Yeah, this would be a really good part of the podcast if it was a video cast.
Yeah.
As a podcast, you don't have no idea. Phil just took me through a tour through his basement.
I just flipped around my screen and kind of showed Kenny my studio space. So yeah, we got ourselves on Spotify and it's lost its mind.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know. Actually.
What's with Spotify people? Like really?
Yeah, no, really. It's kind of lost its mind. Let me see what the numbers look like now.
So we actually have
we got 1,000 downloads this week.
So we actually have people listening to us.
Yeah, we got 1,000 downloads this week.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like literally lost its mind, which is amazing.
And I think did we send out help or just for these people that had nothing else to do, or
I think so.
Is there a greater problem we should be acknowledging?
I don't know. Like, and it's really funny because like, so we have 1,000 downloads, but like last week's download, you know, we're averaging slightly above our numbers, like for Granola Girl, like that we normally do.
Right.
But I think everyone's just kind of catching up on, you know,
some older downloads.
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Right on.
But yeah, it's kind of amazing, dude.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for listening and thank you for tuning in. So, yeah. What's going on with you, man? You're in Edmonton?
Just got back from sunny Edmonton yesterday.
Yeah, sunny. Yeah, can I put out this picture? Like nothing but snow.
It's unbelievable. It's almost May.
So thank you. Yeah.
Almost May. And there was like an inch and a half. Well, whatever was that centimeters, 5 centimeters ish.
Yeah.
Well, 4 centimeters ish of snow.
Whatever. You can keep it.
Holy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And coming down like sideways.
Yeah. That's insane.
No, it was nuts.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good couple days.
Yeah.
Had all the banner stores out, do a little chit chatting. I think people seem excited. I mean, Alberta's got its challenges, and yet even with that, people were pretty positive.
Yeah.
Which was quite nice to see, quite nice to hear.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. It's good, right?
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. So I'm going, finished that one, and now I've got the retail presentation for merchandising standards on Wednesday. So I'm trying to get this PowerPoint tidied up.
Kenny doing presentations. Woo!
Look out, baby.
Yeah, look out, man. Look out. I like it.
Look out. Polluting minds one at a time. That's what we do, baby. That's what we do.
I love it.
Bringing people to the dark side, just one at a time.
That's fantastic.
Oh, it's good. No, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Man.
I'll stick with you guys. I saw something about did you guys win an award or?
Yeah. So Nimi won. I never understand these awards. But somebody votes on them, somebody audits them.
we didn't apply for the award. We applied for the designation of being the best workplace. But we got we applied for the designation of employee recognized great workspaces, and then what we got out of it, I think from the survey results, because they put out a survey to all the employees, and based on the survey results and then their own audit of us, they voted us best workplace, in Canada or something for 2018 2018. So
that's pretty good, no?
Yeah, kind of cool. So yeah.
No, I'll take it. What the hell, right?
Yeah, no. Like, I mean,
I was going to say you guys are a bunch of buffoons.
Yeah, I know. So it's kind of, like you never really know how you arrive at these. So, because sometimes you see names on that list that I wouldn't ever work for.
Oh, there's lots of them. I see that too.
Right?
And there's ones that I know, like if you go and actually talk to people, you're thinking, I don't know where you got these. I mean, the people I talk to, they ain't too happy
there. I don't understand, right?
Like, they're not overly thrilled, right?
Yeah, no. So I don't, so I kind of take it, it's something to be excited about, but it's a grain of salt. Like it's
whatever, right?
Whatever. Yeah.
You take some recognition, I guess, for it. I mean, if it's there, it's good.
Yeah.
And if things are positive, things are positive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Has there been an influx of new people?
No, not really. We've been it's kind of steady ad of people, but so we're kind of, I think we're at 65-ish now.
Because that's sometimes what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's, a lot of times it can be that like one of the clients that I'm working with, well, the one I went to this weekend, but there's a distribution side or wholesale side to it, and they've gone through some more add-ins, no attrition, but more add-ins, but a couple of really positive people.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how, like just positive attitude, not delusional, not, rainbows here, but positive in the sense that wanting to change and trying to help people go through change management. Because it's hard, right? It's like change, nobody likes change.
Yeah.
Even people like us who probably can tolerate change, it's not that we're always running to change. Like I think that there's an adversity, I think most people, I think it's built into being the animal, that change just freaks you out. To what degrees?
Yeah.
It's, different for everybody, but I think change in general scares most of us. But in these organizations, like,
change does change scare you? It doesn't scare me at all. I actually kind of like it.
I think there's times where it can make me maybe a little apprehensive or pensive, but it's typically not. It's not fearful per se.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of times for change for me, I think it kind of gets me more excited than scared.
You're pretty opportunistic about change, right? Like usually when things shift,
well, because I think it's going to happen. There's got to be a reason, right?
Think about like what can I do to take advantage of it, or what can I do to leverage it somehow, or.
Well, but I think that's
yeah.
I mean, that's how I look at it, right? I mean, again, it can still freak me out a bit, but I think, I think that's what change is supposed to be about, is that if it's changing, why?
Yeah.
Like there had to be a reason for the change. So I'm always thinking, well, if it's changing, that must mean it probably needed to change.
Yeah.
So you might as well go with it. No, you don't have to go, I got game because I mean, I see it like, I mean, even when I started going up, well, when I come into all these places, the first thing people do, especially as a consultant, like if you get called a consultant, is what's the first thing people think of? Fuck, my job's in trouble.
Yeah.
This guy's going to come in and start evaluating and looking at it.
Good job giving people heart attacks.
Exactly. What the hell? I'm not that bad. My first thing is I'm trying to save everybody. I'm not trying to get rid of anybody. I'm trying to save everybody. Just try to put you in the right box.
If you see Kenny come in, you should feel better because one, Kenny doesn't like to do presentations. He hates HR presentations. So between those two alone, you're safe for at least another month and a half.
Absolutely. By the time he figures it out,
how to get out of doing those.
Exactly. Like if you've got 4 to 6 weeks to change yourself a bit, you're safe. By the time I catch up, it's not going to matter.
That's hilarious. That's really.
But you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we're probably just It's coming. I mean, if change is coming, it's coming. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
what's the big fight?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's stupid change, I guess.
Yeah.
But how do you know until
No, you don't.
you talk about it? Or like, I mean, I don't know. I think, see, if someone came in and started changing things in your world, especially let's say in Nimby or wherever you're at, like your first reaction is probably not like with animosity of why the change come. You're probably more curious as to why it's coming.
Yeah.
So the first thing that probably we both do, you're looking at thinking, okay, why? Because if it's there, something probably needs to be changed. Now you're getting excited. Now you start looking, thinking, okay, what is it? What is it?
Yeah.
No.
And what can I do? Like, so
exactly.
So
can I help
the change? You know, I think there's a small check of like, is it stupid? Right.
For sure. And sometimes you can't tell right away.
Like, yeah. And then
Your
the
perception
other thing
might
is
be.
like, what's the, like, does it solve something that I couldn't do before? You know, so if I had, you know, like if it's change coming and it removes a blocker out of my way that allows me to, like, there's a window of time that I can get something done that I haven't been able to do. Guess what? I'm doing it, right? Like, because I'm always looking for that moment where I can, you know, because jobs are like that. You always have things that you want to do that the organization, just for whatever reason, can't let you do it, right?
Right.
And so that's the moment where you go, can I move? Can I move? Yes, I can move. Let's go, right? Like, let's get it in there before they figure out what I've done, right? So
exactly. But the flip side is there's a lot of people when that happens, instead of doing what you just said, what they do is they dig in and say, well, why are we changing?
Yeah.
It's already working. And what, you know, what you try to tell people, and change management is very difficult. And I'm not good at coaching people through change management per se, like during the change. I mean, for me, I would just look at you and say, come on, Phil, like, smarten up. It's got to change. Here's the reasons why. Let's just get going.
That's not what you say. You just say, let's go. Let's go. That's what you do.
But
come on, what the hell, man? Let's go.
Come on. Right? Where a good person who does good change management and gets it, like my buddy Barry, who's at this place that I'm talking about. Barry's one of those guys that'll sit with Phil and ask Phil lots of questions, and he'll talk to Phil and he'll go down the path, and it's really, really nice. And by the, you know, Phil's probably shitting his pants at the beginning, and by the end, you know, Phil still may not want to go on the bus, and then it's his choice to get off the bus. But for the most part, he gets, I bet you 95% of these people to start thinking, yeah, okay, you know what? Maybe that way we are doing it, maybe it could be done a little better. And that's all you're looking for, those little marginal, you know what I mean? Like, and I think even small business, this is where small business gets into a lot of trouble, is that because you've been opening the store or whatever it is the same way for the last 20 years doesn't make it right. It just makes it the way you've
better ways to do it. Yeah.
There might be. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's not. But if you don't look, you can't tell me that.
Correct.
And that's where I get frustrated. Is that but there's no better way. Well, why there's no better way? So you've tried every way in the world. This is poor change management. This is why we don't get me to do these shit. You get Barry to do it. Oh, you know, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that?
You hear Kenny in the background going, what the hell, man? Just do
it. Pay attention. Just do the goddamn thing. We're changing.
I love it.
Oh, you know. But it's good. And what's nice for people like me, I learn a lot from people like him. Right? Where I I know he plays me because they all think I'm stupid, right? Because they all try, so that you're talking to people in their words thinking, oh, you prick. You got me thinking they're talking the way you did in a sneaky way, because you know what? It does make sense. It's not the way I do it is not the way you should do it. You shouldn't go and yell at Phil, smack him in the head and say, change, goddammit, change. Should probably find out what Phil wants to do and how he feels.
Actually, like, I mean, it depends on who you are. Like, that would actually work for me.
You know what I mean? It would probably work for me too. The challenge is, though, you and I aren't normal.
No, we aren't.
Right? Most people, and I think it's more the entrepreneurial thing, is most people who work for typically aren't that way. And that's not a negative, and that's not a critique.
No, it's just different.
I'm
very different. That, like, usually the feedback, when I get feedback, I'm always like, my first thing, because everyone tries to couch it and, kind of, and I'm like, is there something I'm doing that's getting in your way? Well,
right.
No, just tell me, right? Because the faster you tell me, dude, I can't work with that. That's a piece of crap. Or I can't sell that. Those are things that, allow me to go, I got it. So what do you need?
Yeah.
You
Or
need,
so
I
why? Like,
got it. You need this.
how am I hurting you?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing that's causing you
Yeah.
This angst?
Yeah. So like, it's funny, right? We had this conversation, the guys have just gone to a trade show, and we put up some videos that we have in the organization that seem to take a really long time to produce. And sometimes I wonder, right? Because I produce videos, they're not professional, but they are, 80% good, right? Which is kind of what you do in startups. So, and I do them kind of like overnight. And so, I sent this video with them and right away they're like, this is, I said, okay, like, what is it? Right. Because the video I sent down was, how you use the band and what circumstance you use the band in. And they were like, it's just not like, it's kind of like a great daily life thing, but it doesn't tell them anything about the value prop of the organization or what, like the benefits, right? It just kind of shows you what it does. I was like, oh, I get that. I can reshoot that. Right. And they're like, well, could we have it in a couple of, I'm like, I'm doing it right now. Like I've already figured out what you need. So I just need to go away and figure out what the most effective delivery mechanism now.
Right.
And so they're all like, is that okay? Are you upset? I'm like, I'm not upset. I'm just upset that you had to waste that you wasted a whole trade show watching this piece of shit when I should have had something else for you. Right. Like,
I wish I got it to you a couple of days before the trade show, because maybe I could have had it. And, it may not be perfect, but it would have been better.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't deliver.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, anyway. So, yeah. So I as a total segue, like that's what I've been doing is like, I've been reworking and upping our marketing game, period. Like just little postcards, snippets of like, marketing is as much about like the big picture stuff as it is about the little things.
Oh, for sure.
Right? And it's like, I'm just upping our game on everything. Right. So everything from swag, which we have none, to like shirts and pins and things that we need to represent us, to like, videos, like videos on everything, so we shot a how-to video in 40 minutes on Friday, produced it yesterday, like just stuff.
That's awesome though.
Like, yeah.
But I guess, but that's, but that's what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, again, this is, again, if you got, it's always small business that we focus on because that's what we're supposed to focus on, because that's what we both like.
Yeah.
Is trying to teach people like that to do the same. Like you have to look at how you do things, and you have to move quickly.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't like the way that ad worked or looked, or your radio spot or whatever it is, change it.
Yeah.
There's
no harm in it.
There's no harm in saying, you know what, that's not exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. It doesn't work for me. Let's try something different.
It's better to do that than leave it.
Yeah.
And if you're probably not happy with it or not happy with it, I mean, really, it's probably not resonating very well with your customers anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Because in a small business, like, I mean, you are sort of the persona of the business. So if it doesn't match you or doesn't match your beliefs or your feelings, I mean, I don't know, man, I think I would, change it up.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so interesting. Working, trying some new tools. So I've been messing around. Have you ever used Prezi before?
A long time ago. Long time, and then I stopped.
Yeah. So I've been messing around with Prezi. I think it'll help me tell my story. It's kind of interesting, actually.
I've been using it moons.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I like it. I might actually use it to film some videos, right? Because the value prop, like being able to illustrate value prop, is more interesting as well. Makes for very kind of industrial design videos, but that's what I need. So. But
that's the industry you're in too, right? I mean, it's different, right?
Yeah. So I like this part of my job. I really love, like being able to test new crap and try it out, and then in 14 days I'll know. Like it's a 14-day free trial, and I'll know in those 14 days
if you like it or don't like it.
Or I might just build everything I need in the 14 days and then kill my subscription.
Right. Well, hey, listen, well, they gave you the 14 days.
Yeah.
Right. And realistically, if you like it,
I'll
the
probably stay.
chances are you're
Yeah.
probably going to stick with it anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, so anyway, yeah, I mean, so interesting tools, and then, man, just building, just small little things. Like, so sometimes, it surprises me even, right? So I built a postcard, like, we do biometric security. So, everyone worries about biometric security. Where's it going? So I literally built a tiny little 4x6 postcard for the person who opens the band and has to use it for the first time. And the first thing on it is like, look, your privacy matters. Your biometrics don't go anywhere. Like little things like that, kind of make the end user, feel a little bit better about, what they're doing.
Because we're not sure anymore. We've all watched enough movies where in the movies it doesn't happen that way.
What do you mean the movies?
All these assurances. All these assurances, and then
thanks a lot, Facebook.
Yeah, jackasses.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Well, they're having an interesting week again because of all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. But you got to take our privacy pretty seriously at that side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Doing a lot of content management with Interlocate, the other startup. We're still doing a lot of like content to help I get out there. So that's interesting as well. I'm setting up a video for them to film this week, so that'll be interesting as well. So it's been really fun.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
It's
been really fun. Yeah.
So I wish I could do more of the market. I seem to be getting. I'm all over the place. I think that's the problem. Like on any given account, I mean, I could be doing anything from merchandising to operations to marketing. To store merchandising to head office. I mean, it's just be nice to kind of just focus in one time on.
I've started to
one bucket.
I mean, having Nimi helps with it, but I've started to dial out from all the other stuff. So I've kind of said, I mean, even in the last 2 weeks, right, I've gotten a whole bunch of requests of like, listen, could you handle our digital media? Could you handle our social media or do Google ads for us? And I've said no on everything.
Just farm it out.
No, I haven't. I actually don't. Like, honestly, the only person that I've farmed out is our friend stuff, right? So, that's the only one I've done. Everything else I've declined, right? Because I think some of the journey has helped me clarify. Like, what I really love is being able to do the strategic marketing stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not really.
You're not into the tactical.
Yeah.
I mean, a strategy around Facebook and Instagram is great,
correct,
but the everyday tactics, I'm not. Yeah, whatever.
No. Yeah. And so I think it helps, right? Because I think for me as an independent, that'll be the struggle is when you like, I think the same thing like for small businesses, right? Is when you get in the daily, kind of daily tasks, you forget what you're really good at, right? And you
back into the weeds.
Like, I've got to do this stuff, right? So I got to go do it, but at some point you've got to step back and go, look, like this is terrible. I don't need to do that. Like, why am I doing this? Right? Like, why don't I hire somebody else to do this? Like, so that's a thing. It's a real thing.
I think people just lose sight of the game. So I'll give you like in Alberta, like with all the pharmacy changes over the last, because the industry, with generic pricing going to shit and and government downloading stuff onto pharmacy and not necessarily paying for it, or stuff that they used to get paid for gets taken away, et cetera. They can get bogged down into ruts where they just get wrapped up in shit that just doesn't matter anymore. And they lose sight of what they're good at. And you know what they're good at? Making you come in not feeling good and leaving feeling better.
Yeah.
So focus on that.
Yeah.
They worry about, the stock outs of all this stuff. Right. And there might be alternatives, or they worry, well, the rebates have gone sideways. Well, shit, they've been going sideways for years. Move on.
Yeah.
What hasn't gone sideways? All the customers still come in your stores because they like you and they want to get they want to get better because of you.
Yeah.
But the more negative you are and the more you know what I mean? Like you get bogged down in your shit. I mean, you're thinking, man, listen, I don't feel good already.
Yeah.
It's not making me feel any better.
Yeah.
Go back and focus on what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be. Just, remember you're helping people. So even if you're in, you're a pet store owner or whatever, remember what you're doing this for.
Yeah.
You're not doing this for all the bullshit behind. You were doing it because you liked pets.
Yeah.
You liked people to have healthy and happy pets and healthy and happy owners. Like, go back to the game.
Yeah. You gotta
lose sight of it, right? You get bogged down in bullshit.
So let me ask you something. So when you've got to do that, what do you do to, because these guys are in it day in and day out, right? They're kind of slogging it all the time. What do you do to dial out and kind of stop and look? Like, do you have any kind of things that you do?
Like, what do I try to personally?
Yeah. Like, so, you're kind of in the middle of like a million things right now. But when you get that first moment, you go, shit, I gotta stop what I'm doing and just think about this for a second. What do you...
I think a lot of times, Phil, what I try to do, I think, you know why I get to those points? I think because what happens, I start stressing or worrying about shit that I have no control over.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And then what happens, that starts consuming time in terms of my thinking time, my doing time, or you get bogged down in a task that you're looking at it. And if I can't impact it, it might be even a task that really, the marginal gains of doing this, like sometimes I just have to stop and say to myself, okay, like seriously, take a breath of air. Why are you doing this?
So, okay. And then, sorry, I'm fixated on it because I think it's important because you do a particular...
Because I got so many things on the go.
Right. But you do a really good job of going, okay, I'm gonna stop now and I gotta look at everything. But is there anything you do, like how do you stop? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like a dumb question, but how do you stop? Like, how do you dial out and just go, fuck, I gotta think about this. Like, I can't just, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna stop and think about it.
I'm trying to think. You know what I think? I just, in case I think I just stop.
Yeah.
Like there are times where I just do. Like I've done it. I've literally just stopped.
Yeah. Because I think so. I'm stuck on this because I think it is really...
No, I know you're getting at, and I'm trying to think of...
Yeah. Like, so while you're thinking about it, like, I think the triggers for the brands that we work with or the people we talk to is important. Like, so the triggers that so you've said, when you're worried about something you can't control, when it's starting to chew up work time because you're thinking about something you can't manage, those are really good signs that either one, I'm doing something I don't really want to be doing, or I'm doing something I'm not good at, or both, right?
It's probably a combo of both, and that's the time you should stop.
It's different, yeah.
Right, and look at it and say to yourself, okay, like why? It's always the same. Like, why am I angst?
Yeah.
Like, what's called why?
Yeah.
And if you do what you're saying, so if you look at, so let's say you're sitting at home and you're doing, you're doing some social media and digital media for a client, and I know you're not going to be happy doing that right now. Right? Yeah. Well, what's the first thing you do? You start thinking, why am I not enjoying this?
Yeah.
You know why you're not enjoying this? You don't want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Now, in some situations, small business, you may not have a choice in the sense that the task or whatever it is has to be done.
Yeah.
But what you can look at is, even in a small store, you may not like to do it, but there might be other people on board.
Yeah. Who could do it better, faster, or who wouldn't care doing it. Yeah.
This might be up their alley.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I think sometimes what you have to do, it's so easy. It sounds so easy, but it is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Is I know when I'm getting to that point where I'm really starting to get anxious.
Yeah.
And it's usually because I'm overwhelmed because I got too much shit on the go.
Yeah.
Is I will look at it and I start and I'm not that detailed. I'm not that person that can, I don't have all these columns and stacks, and I just start laying shit out quickly, probably like you do. It's almost on the floor.
Yeah. And
I look at all this paper and think, like, fuck, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That, and that, you don't do well.
Yeah. So stop doing it.
So stop doing that. Yeah. Now, if you can't stop the process, who can I get internally to help me with that?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I might go back to the client and say, listen, Phil really, I think, likes doing this. I've had conversations with Phil. This is kind of Phil's alley.
Or
why don't we sit
Phil
down?
Doesn't like doing it, but we're going to make Phil do it anyway.
And sometimes, because you have no outs on this, okay, that's an inside joke, folks, because Phil's being just a bit of a jackass right now. Because quite frankly, I don't care if Phil likes doing things. If I know Phil's good at it, I just said shit.
Kenny and I work on some stuff together.
Exactly. And that's not relevant to this conversation because it's not always about Phil. And most people who know me, when it's in my world, it's truly all about me. So if I think Phil should do it, I get Phil to do it because that's just the way the world works.
It's okay. Okay, continue.
Jerk. You're not allowed to bring. You're not allowed to bring real life things into this podcast. Okay. This is supposed to be theoretical for people.
Okay.
And what have I always told you? What's my first rule with everybody? Do as I say, not as I do. I can help you as long as you just listen. Don't follow.
I love it. I love it.
You're such a jack. I can't even remember what we were talking about now, you dipshit.
Sorry guys, but that was just too good. I couldn't.
This is true. I don't want to do that. I don't care, Phil. I'm not going to do with you what I need right now. Okay, so take that back then. So you do, if you are sort of the boss in the store, let's say you're the pharmacist.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, but there's jobs that your staff just have to help you with.
Yeah.
Your job though is maybe to find the right staff.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes, people could do things outside of their normal every day. You may be surprised. There's people, I think for the most part, everybody wants to do well for the most part, and everybody wants to participate. And a lot of times as managers or owners, we're just shitty coaches. We don't see the talent.
Yeah.
You're not looking at your team and saying, okay, listen, Phil's good at this.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Phil doesn't know it maybe, but Phil is good at this.
Yeah. Or you preform opinions. You kind of go, that guy will be good at that. And then what you realize along the way is when you assign tasks, somebody else will go, look, I don't mind doing that. I actually kind of like it.
All right.
Not that coming. Right. But okay. So
I don't care.
You got to be able to reform. So
yeah, just take a look at it. Right.
Yeah.
It's hard though. Right. Again, it's always a change thing. It does really come back a lot of times to changing because you got to change now what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's interesting. Like I wonder, if listeners, you've got a way of stopping and refocusing. This would be a really interesting one for you guys to wander into and send us a note.
I'd love to hear this too, because I'd like to know, because I don't think I can't articulate a process that I use. I'm probably like you. I just look at it quickly and stop because I think it's a stupid one. But I'd love to know if there's a process even for me to get ahead of myself.
So I have a weird thing I do. So when I get to a point where I am really unhappy with something I'm doing, I literally physically stop what I'm doing, and then I will go and do something polar opposite to what I'm doing now. So not I'm doing accounting and I go and do marketing instead, or I go to marketing, I go to do accounting. When I was thinking about all the social media stuff and all the things I didn't like to do, rather than make a list of things I didn't love, I actually went to the driving range, and I hit an entire bucket of balls, which took like 2 hours, completely took my brain right out of, totally. You do a physical activity, takes my brain right out of whatever I'm doing. And then when I came back, I actually didn't even make it. I was in the car, and I was coming home from the driving range, and literally kind of pulled over and went, oh, I know what I got to do. And pulled over and started making notes of here's how I'm going to change it. Here are the people I need to talk to. Here's what I got to think through. Here's how I got to change what I'm talking about, because I'm a subconscious sort of guy. So I need my brain to work through it before it gets to my mouth.
Right.
Because most of the time it just goes right from my brain
exactly.
to my mouth.
Trust me, I'm well aware of how we.
Yeah. This one's a real. Yeah, this one's a real cerebral thing, right? So for me, it's I got to go away and let my brain just work it out, and trust that my brain's going to work it out, right? Which it always does. So that's kind of how I do it. I literally.
What if we should have a coach on? There's business coaches on. We should probably try to have a business coach on.
We know one of those. We know the better half of somebody who's a coach.
We should get Lori to do this.
Lori Shoplin, if you're listening to us, this is a test.
No. We should do that.
Yeah. Actually,
because she's thoughtful. She thinks. She'll have all these little.
Right now.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's always
a good idea to have. Yeah, Lori Shoplin is. Lori.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a wonderful idea because you know what? I find, like you said, I've got my own little things, but I know there's a lot of better ways to do it. But I'm probably like you in a lot of ways. There's certain times I'm just not going to search for it.
Yeah.
What I do sort of works for me, but that doesn't mean it's the best way.
Yeah.
See, and I think this is sort of, again, what we're talking about. It's change management. See how
Yeah.
excited we get on something stupid. Like if we can have
Yeah.
Lori come on, and if I
Yeah.
could pick up a few quick pointers, right, that
Yeah.
would be cool.
Yeah. So she's at Lori at shoplandhealth.ca, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
I was going to send it to Jim, but I feel like that's
don't
slightly
send it to
insulting.
Jim. Yeah, because we don't
Hi,
want
Jim. Could we talk to your wife?
Yeah, I just saw Jim at the show. Jim, if you're listening, just send us Lori's
I'm
contact.
sure he'll be,
Yeah, Jim, we like you, blah, 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 blah,
we
blah.
love you,
Talk to
but
Lori.
we really want Lori. Could you put Lori on the phone?
Exactly. Poor Jim.
For all of you who are new, we have really good friends on a different podcast called Shopland Health. So if you haven't checked them out, if you're into natural health products, they're a really great podcast. They're a husband and wife team. Keeping it raw and real, I think is what they say.
Something like that, yeah. They're really sweet, nice people.
They're really great people. We make fun of them all the time, and they make fun of us all the time. So you'll see kind of us banter back and forth. But Lori, so Jim is a really great guy, really talented. Lori is the bright mind in there. Sorry, Jim, we love you.
Yeah, we do. But I mean, honestly, it is what it is. Right?
So
we all have better house.
Lori's the life coach. I think she could help us with this. So
I would love to hear this one. And they know what we're going to do is I think we're going to bring my buddy Barry on.
Okay.
Because Barry really is sort of the change management guy.
Okay.
And I think this would be good for especially the small business folks. It's hard, right? Because I know all the small business people are sitting, man, I'm in the weeds all day.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hit a bucket of balls. What kind of drugs are you on?
Yeah.
No time to hit a bucket of balls.
Yeah, totally. I get it.
And it works for Phil. Like sometimes I'll just go for a walk. Yeah. Or what I'll start doing is I'll start cooking dinner.
Yeah. Well, when I worked retail, even at Target, sometimes I would go to the store and just do inventory for like 2 hours. So I'd show up at the local store and go, look, like, what'd you just get? It doesn't even need to be my product that just got shipped in.
Yeah, I just want to do something.
I'm gonna cut some boxes up and throw stuff on shelves, do inventory, because it helps me clear my mind, right? Like I'm not thinking about all these things. I just got to let everything settle so I know what floats to the top that I got to solve right away, right? So
the challenge with it, you know what it is though, when you're in your own establishment, you don't get. I mean, we're lucky. We've created our own little worlds. Like if I get bored of doing something with La Grotta, I'll go do something for Aaron. So I go from a food to a vitamin. I know it's a CPG, but it can be different worlds.
No, it's
with the Jacks, going into the store and building ends last week was a hoot.
Nice.
Like I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
I haven't used a box cutter in ages. It was awesome. Right? I mean, you know what it is? Because it just But again, we're pretty blessed, eh? We've got we got pretty cool gigs.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of people that can make our life I mean, my day's never the same. Yours isn't. Well, it's getting more now because you jumped to the other side again.
No, it's actually not.
I just like doing that to you. See, you just get so pensive right away. You get so defensive. It's okay, Phil. It's okay.
Kenny keeps making fun of me.
It's okay. You said you were going to do it forever and you lied. It's all good. Don't worry about it. You said you're going to be just go entrepreneurial for life. And then, went back to work for somebody.
You know what I got to do? Because I'm going to be in Vancouver. I got to figure out how to get to your coffee bar. Get some shots in there while I'm there.
Oh. Well, you're not that far. It's one.
No. I'm
bus from down.
Close. Yeah. I gotta work it out. I gotta figure out. I'll have a car the first day I'm there, so I might swing by, bring the family by. Kathy will love it.
Oh, I think you know what I think. Yeah, if you park sort of like on up by JJ Bean on 7th and Commercial, and then walk all the way down to Venables. I think they'll like it because because Kathy is a Torontonian, right?
Yep.
Like was she's all her life.
Yeah.
So she would remember old Queen West when it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Before it was gentrified to absolute love.
Yeah.
Right. Commercial is still sort of that.
It's commercialistic look now.
Yeah. Where commercial drive is still. Yeah. It's still really and truly. It's well, God. I mean, the whole street's pretty much all mom and pops.
Yeah.
And you'll see some cool coffee bars, and I think the kids would like it too.
I like it.
Right. It's just kind of fun.
Yeah. I like it.
Amelia and I are doing. I got her because her birthday was yesterday. I got her a staycation. We're gonna stay in town on the long weekend.
Okay. Nice.
And I'm thinking
Nice,
maybe doing
nice.
a walking tour or something.
Yeah,
Not for anything, because you know what I mean. We've been in the city. Well, she's all her life, and me
yeah,
for the last 35 years. And what do I know about the city? Nothing.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know what's going on in the city. I'd like to do a walking
Yeah.
tour, maybe learn a little bit about
Yeah, I'm gonna take
something.
them through. I'm gonna take the kids through Kitsilano, on the beach side. You know, like having a beach in the city is unknown to them, right? Like we have
Oh
cherry
yeah, I mean
blossoms and stuff
seriously,
like
yeah,
that.
that's
So
pretty impressive.
yeah, yeah.
You take them through. You should take them through Gastown, which is kind of
Oh no,
cool.
yeah, we'll do
Chinatown's
Gastown,
cool.
Gastown, Granville Island,
Oh yeah, Granville Island you have to
Solana
do.
Beach. You know,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the Olympic Village, the whole bit. So
Oh yeah. Oh, and if
the
you start
wall,
there, start the Olympic Village and just walk the
the
seawall.
seawall. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Now your
yeah.
your mom's with you?
Yeah, my mom's with me.
Is
Yeah,
she
yeah,
relatively mobile?
yeah, yeah. She's very, very mobile.
Okay, then that's
Yeah,
awesome. Then yeah, it's a
yeah,
wonderful walking down there.
yeah, 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 yeah. It'll be good.
Oh, good for
It'll
you.
be good. Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, buddy boy.
All right.
So let's
That
arrange.
is,
We'll see if we can get Lori on,
yeah.
and then I
I've
want
got
to
the
talk
note
to my buddy
together,
Barry
so
because I think
I'm
he'd be
gonna send
interested
it.
to have on.
Okay. Yeah, and
Plus,
Shane, we
you'd
gotta
like
have
him.
Shane as well. So we've kind of got like, probably 6 weeks worth of guests now, right? Because if we do every
Yeah,
episode,
yeah. There's a few others I'd like to have on. Like there's one Jim and I both really know well is Carol Houda. She's got her own
Okay.
natural health brokerage, but it again to give a
Okay.
different perspective because she leverages probably sometimes even more so than like she's got direct. She's leverages distributors. Like she's like
Wow.
she did a wicked little talk yesterday to
Yeah.
pharmacists.
Oh, wow.
Independent pharmacy on
Yeah.
why natural health
Wow.
or natural
Okay.
health products are so relevant and why
Okay.
they need to be in the space.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe it's
Awesome.
kind of a fun one too.
Awesome.
Okay, buddy boy.
All right, man.
Anyway, thanks for moving this to a Sunday.
No worries. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that worked out
really
okay.
helpful. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. And then
okay. So let me know if we have a guest
Okay.
Thursday night. That's awesome. And
Yeah.
if we don't,
Yeah.
back to me and you. I'll let you know
Yeah.
how the Thursday patients went.
Okay.
Or Wednesday presentations went.
Wednesday. Yeah. All right.
Merchandising 101.
You got it, baby.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Have a nice day.
Have an awesome day, and we'll
You
chat
too.
soon.
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Bye.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.